Are we approaching the Critical Role endgame, plus record-breaking RPGs and more Dragonlance?
Hot damn!
Welcome to Fantasy News Friday, our weekend news rundown. Today we're talking about the latest Critical Role episode, new Dragonlance novels, and more Cosmere RPG news. Remember, if you like these kinds of videos, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so we can keep making them. Now, on to the news.
Here's a headline for you.
Critical Role may have finally solved its Delilah problem. The long-running antagonist was finally trapped in a modified soul anchor during the events of the latest episode, thanks to an assist by the Wild Mother. Clearing out Delilah also seems to have taken care of the lingering issues between Imogen and Laudna, as the pair seem to be back together again.
I'm gonna need a private room with Laudna for a little bit.
Oh, that's fair.
Fair.
I can stay in the stables.
Fair.
In other major Critical Role news, we've got the long-awaited cameo from Grog, with Travis in particular losing his mind when he saw Matt's impression of his beloved character.
Do we have a problem here, friend?
Do we?
I don't know. Do we?
I've been looking for a fight over.
Me too.
Wait.
Also, with the gathering of a council to determine how to proceed with the Ruby Vanguard and Ludinus, fans immediately noticed that this was a gathering of all of Ludinus's enemies in one place. Given that there are so many former PCs involved, it would feel weird if Ludinus tried to wipe them all off the board at once, but some fans seem to think that a Critical Role Red Wedding moment could be coming next episode. Color us skeptical though. Regardless, it does seem like we are getting to the end game of Campaign 3, and we could conceivably wrap things up in like 10, 15 episodes. If it's on the shorter end, it's possible it could wrap up this year, but our guess is that we will see Campaign 3 come to an end sometime in 2025.
I don't believe you.
The Cosmere RPG is well on its way to breaking the record for the biggest tabletop RPG crowdfunding campaign of all time, and yes, we told you so. As of the time of recording, the Kickstarter had raised over $6.2 million, with over $4 million coming on the first day alone. Now, the Cosmere RPG already broke Avatar Legends' record for the most money raised on day one, and it's targeting Avatar's $9.5 million overall total. The Kickstarter also switched up its lower tiers to allow players to pick which books, physical or digital, they want at those lower tiers, which solves some of the biggest complaints that we've seen about the project so far, because originally those tiers only allowed you to get the world guides, which are kind of like the lore books, as opposed to getting like the actual rule books for the Stormlight RPG and the Mistborn RPG. A new edition of the Middle-earth strategy battle game is coming later this year. If you don't know what that is, think Warhammer 40k, but with Lord of the Rings characters. And hey, it's made by the people who make Warhammer 40k. Games Workshop has announced that its licensed title, which adapts the movie versions of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, is getting a new edition and new content from the upcoming animated movie, The War of the Rohirrim. This is an unexpected and kind of surprising news, given that the game, which has been around for, well, decades at this point, seems to have generally slowed its releases. This won't be as big as a new Warhammer 40k edition, but expect some excitement around this, as it's the first time in 6 years that the game has gotten a new edition.
It's about damn time.
Some more classic video game RPGs are getting tabletop RPG adaptations. Prometheum Books has announced that they will be releasing tabletop RPGs based on Ys Age of Heroes and the Legend of Heroes Trails of Destiny. Ys was billed as a traditional fantasy RPG, while Legends of Heroes is a modern RPG. Both will use the Prometheum system rule set. We have no idea what that is, but we look forward to finding out more about it. Ys Age of Heroes is scheduled to be released in October 2024, and the Legends of Hero RPG will also be released sometime this year, apparently.
Explain yourself.
And finally, we're getting more Dragonlance novels. At Gen Con, Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman announced a trilogy of new novels called Dragonlance Legacies, which will focus on the legendary wizard Magius and the Solamnic knight Huma. These will be coming out starting in 2026, so it seems like Penguin Random House liked how the last trilogy of novels turned out.
Oh, get out there and make me some goddamn money!
Also, on a somewhat personal note, this YouTube page has a new owner. The character sheet, along with all other comicbook.com related media, was recently purchased by Savage Ventures. We were previously owned by Paramount, aka CBS. And the transition is literally happening as I speak. Now, Pete, Hannah, and myself, along with the rest of the comic book staff, are all making the switch as part of the move, so you shouldn't expect too much disruption to your tabletop and fantasy content anytime soon. We're still going to be putting out more videos, so don't worry about it. If you see anything going on about comic book getting bought out, we did, but it's okay. Anyways, that's all the news that we have for you this week. Let us know what your favorite story was in the comment section.